Hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to sync audio across multiple camera angles, like this, using a multicam sequence in Premiere Pro. This is extremely useful if you're recording audio with a separate device, like this one, or if you just want to sync up two camera angles. Let's jump into it. So here we've got the footage in a bin. I've got my audio tracks, I've got two separate camera angles of this scene that I just shot. One of them is obviously not great. I left the baby door in the background, but I have 5 minutes to shoot this tutorial while my child is at the beach. I've got my footage here in the project panel. Two camera angles, 1, 2, and a separate source of audio somewhere in this folder. I have also shot other audio where I wasn't on camera. It's going to pick out only the clip that matches these and leave the other clips in this folder. One thing to note, you can select all the footage that you shot throughout the day, and it will go through and sort all the multicam sequences for you individually. And it will not touch any of the footage that does not have a second matching audio source. So any of your B-roll, that will remain in the footage folder. One thing to note if you are going to do that is to make sure that the folder itself is deselected. So if I were to click like this and then try to right click and do create multi-camera source sequence, that would not work because it does not see the folder as a piece of footage. But if I come back over here and deselect the folder, then right click, now we can create our multi-camera source sequence. That's something to keep in mind if you want to sync a bunch of audio for an entire day, not just going through clip by clip. So I'm going to right click on the footage, create a multi-camera source sequence. This window pops up and there's quite a few things here that we are just gonna leave alone. The one thing you really wanna make sure that you pay attention to is this synchronize point right here. You have in points, out points, time code, other time code, and audio track channel. This is the one we're gonna use because we have matching audio on both cameras and the separate audio recorder. Audio track is generally what you want to use. Move source clips to processed clips bin. Okay, this is an option that you can check or uncheck. I like to keep it checked. It helps me know which clips have been synchronized and which clips are still B-roll. Great, everything else looks great. To me, I just let it enumerate the cameras. If you want, you can use track names or clip names. Doesn't matter. This is just how your cameras show up once the multicam sequence is created. Okay, so now we're gonna click OK. I only have a few clips, so this should be a short one. But sometimes if you have multiple interviews, multiple cameras, and there's a lot of B-roll in between, it can take Premiere up to like 10-15 minutes to sort through all of this. If that's the case for you, go grab some coffee or snacks. I usually do a workout, and then come back and check on Premiere in a little bit. Okay, so we're back in Premiere, and this has popped up. Audio synchronize failure. Not a big deal. This just means there's some clips that did not have any matching secondary audio to go with it. We're gonna click OK, and I'm gonna show you where those clips are. There's a folder with processed clips. These are all the clips that it found that had matching audio. These are all the clips that it could not find a match for. What do we do with the multicam clip once it's created? Here we have two different multicam clips that it has just created. If you double click, it shows up in the source panel, and you can see the two separate clips, and it's synced perfectly. What I like to do is to right click, open in timeline, and then you can see that the clips have all been synchronized properly. This is also a good way to see if anything got thrown in there that wasn't supposed to, or if maybe something didn't sync up quite right. Premiere will almost always take the separate audio track as the primary source of audio, and it will mute the camera tracks. Say you recorded directly to the camera, you can unmute that track and mute this one, and it should still play. Recording this time. Now we have a sequence created, but if not, you can either come down here, create a new sequence, or you can Command N to create a new sequence. Now we're gonna take these two multicam clips and drag them into here. I'm gonna keep existing settings because this is the way that I want this to be. Here's the really cool part. Once it's in the timeline, in order to use the multicam ability, we're gonna right click on our clip, go to multi-camera, and make sure that it has enable checked. Now to use this and to do live cutting, we need to use the multi-camera view in the program monitor. So we're gonna go to button editor, click on this one that has the 4 little squares next to a big square. So we're gonna drag this down anywhere on our menu bar, and then we're gonna just select it. And that brings up the two different camera angles. Let's start to hit play. And at any point when I start doing this, I can switch camera angles and it records exactly what I'm doing. Now, if you look down here in the timeline, you can see Premiere will remember what your selections are as you hit play. Now you have a rough cut. And that's how you sync audio and cut using a multicam source sequence in Premiere Pro. This will save you a ton of time. In fact, I actually come into Premiere and do this first before I do any projects in Final Cut because of how much faster Premiere is at this kind of organization. Thanks for watching. For more content, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button below.